Hi, everybody. Captain Lou here with another Extravagant Few Minutes live here on 12 Ounce Sports. And of course, as always, on our YouTube channel, which is 12 Ounce Sports. We invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can get all of our content, our live shows, the ball games that we bring you, everything on our YouTube channel, archived shows as well, including the Captain Lou Extravaganza, ACHA Power Play, and all of our Extravagant Few Minutes. We're brought to you, as always, by 12ouncesports.com/tickets. We are your ticket broker. We've got all the tickets for the big games, including Wildcard Weekend, and, of course, this weekend, semifinal matchups, actually Thursday and Friday in the college football playoff. All right, we mentioned it. It was a big Week 18, and after last night, we now find out that all roads going to the Super Bowl in the NFC will go through Ford Field and Detroit. The Lions, with a masterful performance on the defensive side of the ball, took care of the Minnesota Vikings last night, 31-9. How many of you had 10-6 for your halftime score on your scorecard? I know I did, and I thought it was going to be a shootout. As I mentioned yesterday, 37-34 was my prediction for the Lions to outgun, if you will, the Minnesota Vikings, but it was the total opposite. If you would have told me the Minnesota Vikings would have had 4 trips into the red zone, 3 inside the 5-yard line, and not get a touchdown all night, I'd have said, you're crazy. I would have bet everything I had on that one. And, of course, I would have lost because Aaron Glenn was masterful in that game plan on the defensive side of the ball. Jared Goff was a little rusty in the opening half, but he settled down in the second half, as he's done quite often, as they made the adjustments. Ben Johnson and the offensive side of the ball for the Lions was able to wear down the Vikings in the second half. The turning point, in my eyes anyways, a couple of things. Right at the half, Detroit was down 7-6. Minnesota was able to get that field goal to cut it to a 1-point game. Then they kicked the ensuing kickoff out of bounds with 20 seconds to go in the half. The Lions had 1 timeout, so they got the ball at the 40. And the Vikings went into a soft prevent defense. The Lions were able to get down and get a 48-yard field goal by Jake Bates. They went up 10-6. Then the opening drive of the second half, the Vikings again went right down the field, first and goal inside the 5, came up with nothing. And the Lions were able to hang on and then just spread it open in the fourth quarter. 31-9, the Lions win. They get the number 1 seed for the first time in club history. They get a much-needed weekend off to kind of lick their wounds, maybe get a couple of their defenders back, and they get to wait and see who they play in the divisional round of the Super Bowl playoffs. All right, elsewhere in the Week 18 matchups, how about the Denver Broncos? They took on a Kansas City Chief team that didn't play any of their starters. They just laid down for the Broncos. 38-0. The Broncos get that last playoff spot, so they get to go to Buffalo this coming weekend to take on the Bills. And Tampa Bay, they had a little bit more than they bargained for in Week 18 against the New Orleans Saints. Saints tried to play spoiler, but the Buccaneers were able to hang on, get a 27-19 win over the Saints. They get the NFC South. With that as well, they get a home matchup against the Washington Commanders. So some big matchups to solidify things. Washington, with their win over Dallas, they end up getting the 6th seed. While Green Bay, with that last-second loss to the Chicago Bears, they're the 7th seed. They get to go to Philadelphia. All right, let's take a look at the Wildcard Weekend matchups. First, let's go to Saturday. Sorry about that. Opening round. It seems like Houston always plays the first game of Wildcard Weekend. They're hosting the Los Angeles Chargers, 4:30 Eastern Time. Chargers, a road favorite, 3 points. So it's basically a toss-up in Houston. Then in the nightcap on Saturday on Prime Video, you better have an Amazon Prime Video subscription. It's going to be Pittsburgh at Baltimore. Baltimore, a double-digit favorite, 10-point favorite, and I think Baltimore's going to win that one going away. On Sunday, it opens up with Buffalo hosting Denver. Bronco fans, I hope you enjoyed that run to get a playoff spot. It's going to end in Buffalo. Buffalo, an 8.5-point favorite, one of my locks of the weekend. The second game's got Green Bay going to Philadelphia, 2 versus 7. This is going to be an interesting matchup. Jalen Hurts, he's been out with concussion protocol. More than likely he'll play, but you never know. But it's going to make another interesting element to this game. Green Bay coming in a 4.5-point underdog in Philadelphia. And in the nightcap on Sunday, it's going to be a rematch of Week 1. Tampa Bay, as I mentioned, they're going to host the Washington Commanders on Sunday Night Football. 3.5-point favorite, Tampa over Washington, so basically a toss-up. And then Monday night, an interesting matchup, a rematch again of earlier this year. The Los Angeles Rams, one of only 2 teams to give the Minnesota Vikings losses this year. Obviously, the other one, the Detroit Lions. The Rams host the Vikings. The Vikings are a 1.5-point favorite on this one. I can't figure that one out. Well, I tell you, right now I'm leaning towards the Rams. So that's going to be an interesting set. It's going to be a great weekend of football. And, of course, preluding that is going to be Saturday or Friday and Thursday night and Friday with the college football semifinals. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more. We'll tell you who we think might be upset in Wildcard Weekend and more on an extravagant few minutes.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
That's right. We're your ticket broker here at 12 Ounce Sports. We've got the tickets available for Wildcard Weekend. You want to watch them on Monday night. If you're in LA, check us out, 12ouncesports.com/tickets. If you're going to be going to the Lions playoff game, we're going to have tickets for that too. So again, we are your ticket broker. We don't charge those crazy fees that you see on some of the other sites. And if you use the promo code 12 ounce as well, you get an extra 5% off. That's tickets.12ouncesports.com or 12ouncesports.com/tickets. However you want to get there, we are your place to go for all your playoff tickets, including the college football playoffs, Penn State and Notre Dame, and of course, Texas and Ohio State on Friday. Boy, those are going to be 2 great matchups we're going to talk about throughout the week. All right, we talked about it before the break. Who is your maybe best chance for an upset or upsets on Wildcard Weekend? Well, to me, if you go by the point spreads, if you're thinking of an upset, I'm going to go with the one on Monday night. The Rams are playing very, very well. I know the Minnesota Vikings got a lot of weapons, but if the Rams take any solace or anything from the game last night, they're going to pressure Sam Darnold all night long. And Sam Darnold, to me, not a good second half quarterback. And I just think the Rams are my pick for the upset special out of the whole weekend. Minnesota 1.5 favorite. I'm taking Los Angeles money line on this one. I think that's going to be a no-brainer there. Some of the other games, maybe another upset, kind of keeping an eye on Washington and Tampa. Tampa only a 3-point favorite. They looked real helter-skelterish against New Orleans yesterday. Maybe they were thinking ahead to the play. I don't know why they would be thinking ahead, because they needed that win. They looked pretty sluggish in that game yesterday. And in the other one, maybe the Texans. I don't know. They're a 3-point dog at home. But I go back to my prime upset. I think if you're looking at an upset in Wildcard Weekend, it's this one right here. The Minnesota Vikings against the Rams. I think the Rams got the weapons. They got Puka Nacua. They've got Cooper Kupp, Matt Stafford, Kyron Williams to offset the matchup with Sam Darnold and Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson, Aaron Jones. I like the Rams in this one. Plus, it's going to be at home. I know it's not much of a home field advantage usually when you go to SoFi, but give me the Rams money line in this one. I think that's going to be your upset special, if you want to call it an upset. Packers, I was thinking about the Packers maybe against Philadelphia, but yesterday the injury bug hit the Packers. Unfortunately, Christian Watson is out for the remainder of the year with a torn ACL. That's a tough break. You talked about Green Bay really not having a whole lot to play for, maybe a little bit of positioning. They got a scare with Jordan Love banging his hand or his elbow or whatever it was. Malik Willis banging up his hand too. I got to tell you, that was kind of scary. And then they lose Christian Watson. He's a weapon for the Packers. That's going to hurt them going into Philadelphia. That's why I think the Philadelphia Eagles are probably going to win this one on Sunday. It's going to be a great game, but I think Philadelphia just has the edge on that one. I would have maybe picked the Packers in an upset if they'd have won that. If they win that one, they do upset Philadelphia. They're going to Detroit in the divisional round of the playoffs. All right, a couple of coaches out. How about Gerard Mayo getting fired right after the game yesterday? The Patriots win against the Buffalo Bills. Joe Milton played like a man possessed, and he gets fired right after the game. Gerard Mayo is out. We all knew that was coming. I think Mike Vrabel is probably going to be the best bet to be the coach of the New England Patriots. And Doug Peterson out today in Jacksonville. Not much as a surprise there, as the Jacksonville Jaguars, again, underwhelming in their year. I think Trevor Lawrence has regressed. They need to clean. They just need a fresh, new, clean slate, if you will, in Jacksonville. Not sure the direction of that team. And finally, the Chicago Bears are seeking permission to talk to Mike McCarthy, the current head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I think they've got the Cowboys have until the 14th of January to try to make a deal with them. Then he can go he can go talking to him without permission. It's a crazy scenario there. Could you see Mike McCarthy coaching the Chicago Bears? I don't know how much of a difference he would make with the Bears. The Bears, they need a lot of help there. They've got Caleb Williams and they got a little bit of talent there, but other than that, their offensive line is bad. So, and then finally, we talked about Kevin O'Connell, the head coach of the Vikings. Teams are looking to trade for him, the head coach. That's it's crazy. All the Black Monday possibilities, all the coaching changes. It's pretty wild. All right, that's going to do it for an extravagant few minutes here on this Monday, January the 6th. Don't forget to join me this Wednesday, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Joe Chapp from JC Sports is going to stop by. We're going to break down that big Lions win over the Vikings and take a look at all the playoff scenarios, Wildcard Weekend in the NFL. So make sure you join us there at 7 o'clock. And then Tuesday night on the ACHA Power Play, Matias Del Monte got the game-winning goal for UNLV, the fourth-ranked team in the ACHA Men's D1, beating the fifth-ranked team in NCAA Men's D1, Denver. He got the shootout win. He's going to join us along with the head coach of Oakland University's D3 squad. So Matt Sterling's going to stop by as well. They're ranked fourth in Division III. So big week for us here on the ACHA Power Play and also on the Captain Lou Extravaganza. All right, everybody, enjoy your week. We'll see you then with our updated shows on Tuesday and Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. Captain Lou saying keep your heads up, keep your sticks down, keep your feet moving, and as always, keep your mind